Howdy guys! So, I haven't vlogged in a couple days. It's actually August 20th today. Um, and we are going through stuff, so I'll just show you the basement right now. It's looking worse, but actually it's actually doing a lot better. This entire wall over here, it's here. That entire wall over there is all ready to go on the truck, and we have basically packed up everything upstairs. I found a Cracker Barrel gift card, so I'm gonna go check it out and see if it actually works, and I'm gonna order me some Cracker Barrel. Cat! Cat. So my phone's gonna die soon. Um, I did some makeup, I don't know, it's some red eyeshadow underneath. Blah. Okay, so we've been packing all day. I'm really tired, but I pushed through with that afternoon dip that I always get. I anxiety wise, my anxiety baseline is a little bit higher, but I've been having less spikes, I guess, if that makes sense. So baseline of anxiety is higher, but the it's not so much, I'm not having these panic moments anymore. So but our loan was finally, after 3 tries with adding my mom as a co-borrower and then taking her off as a co-borrower and then adding all these different documents and all these different things, finally, August 20th, our loan was conditionally approved, which basically just means that as long as the other documents that we upload, which basically means as long as we get our homeowner's insurance squared away, we pay the down payment and all of that other things. From my understanding, that means that we're pretty much golden at this point. So that's good news for me. That's great news for me. I'm very, very, very excited. I'm also very, very, very tired. But I would show you my room, but there's just Coke cans, trash everywhere, but it's basically bare. The stuff that's usually above my bed is gone. All the little pretties, everything's been packed. Our mugs have been packed. Everything downstairs, all of the knickknacks have been packed. And now we're just working on the basement downstairs. So like I said in one of my previous videos, is that when my granny left her retirement home that she lived in since the late 90s or something like that, she went to, or from her retirement home was in the house she moved to when she retired, to a nursing home. We, as a family, so me and my mom, my cousins, and my aunts, my great aunts, and that sort of thing, uncles, we all came down and helped clean out her house. And there was a lot of things, papers and that sort of thing, because my mom is the power of attorney for my granny, so she takes care of my granny's paperwork. She's the medical person, if something were to go wrong. My mom has been taking care of my granny's taxes and everything like that for a really, really long time, for almost 10 years now. But we had just had boxes and boxes and boxes of paperwork, which a lot of it was just old birthday cards, Mother's Day cards, that sort of thing. Birthday cards from my papa. He passed away several years ago. But yeah, my granny's still around, still kicking. And it basically was just a lot of cards. It was a lot of tax documents from the 80s and 70s and that sort of thing. One fun thing that I did find, and I think hopefully I'll add a couple pictures in, is I found, I don't know what to call them. I call them lithographs, but basically really, really old photos that if you hold them up to the light, you can kind of see that they are not printed like regular photos are nowadays. They are very, very old. I saw only one had a date. It was 1906, and that was of a baby, and there was marriage ones and that sort of thing. So that was really cool to find. And then another thing that I found was some documentation from when my granny is my great grandmother. So she's my mother's father's mother. So my granny's my great grandmother. Her grandfather, so her father's father. So my great 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 grandfather immigrated to America when he was either 14 or 16. He came here completely alone, and moved to Indiana and found himself a plot of land. Got married and had kids, and that's the American dream kind of right there. But so I found, um, like, I didn't, not the original documentations, but there was documents that are in German. I made a small attempt at trying to like Google translate them. But basically, I think one of them is like documentation of his immigration to America from Germany. And then I found also documentation of like his either his or his son, which would be my granny's father, his enrollment into the army. He was a doctor or a chef. No, 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 no. My granny, her brother Charles was a actually a cook in the army. Um, I'm not sure during which war. I'm so tired I can't even remember dates or anything like that. But her father, we found that sort of thing, and his like his documentation with that, which is like really really a really cool find, and that sort of thing. And then there was there's just a lot of things that I just like pictures of family members that like distant, but like generation, like great 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 twice removed, three times removed, seeing these pictures of these people. And like, and it's like I had to throw away so many cards. Like there wasn't like, and I think it really made me think personally, like I don't want to be the type of person who, I don't want to get people greeting cards anymore, like for birthdays and things like that. Just because, they get put into a box. Like I have cards that I've kept. Like I've kept this one, like my 21st birthday, Heather got me, my younger sister, she got me a card that you pull it out and it sings to you. And it literally, the only thing is she's like, don't get too drunk, happy birthday. And then I got super drunk and I regret that. But like, you get somebody a greeting card. It's basically this cardstock covered in, like, preserving like a thin layer of plastic, basically glitter and all this other stuff. And they're fun and easy. You sign your name, you write a little note or something like that, and they're really easy to give to somebody for a birthday or a special occasion or something like that. But they get put on a shelf for a little bit, and then they get put in the box and get thrown in the trash. So like throwing all of these cards away, it was like, wow. It's like, you look at these things like once, maybe twice, um, but like they are just kind of a waste. And I think a lot of times when it comes to like sympathy cards, I get those because you really like don't know what to say in like situations like that. Like it's like somebody just lost somebody they love, you go and you get a sympathy card and it has some kind of moving like poem or something like that, that I get. But like happy birthday card, like I'm not saying like you have to get somebody a present, but I feel like it would be more meaningful to get like, to not, maybe not make a card, but like make a letter, that says like, hey, happy birthday, like, you're, that's like, can't believe it, you're this old now, and you make it out of regular paper, regular copy paper or something like that, and you decorate it however you want, and you're not using you're not going to Walmart or like the dollar, even the Dollar Tree or the dollar store, which the cards are like $1. You're not going there and spending just $1 on something that's going to go sit in the landfill for eons. If you write somebody and you create something that's unique, and that you can't just go buy, that's going to be more of a gift. Like even if you're just like, and even if it is somebody that you're close to, like in my opinion, just giving my opinion out here, like I think that you just, so if you make something that's unique, and you give them a gift that they'll actually use, or if you don't know what they'll use, like you just give them money. If you give it with like a card, if you have to give them a card, and you give them something that has like a really like a heartfelt note, it's just me like happy birthday, I love you so much, da da da, like I remember this time, like I feel like that would be so much more meaningful than anything that Hallmark could like put. And I think like you could like, and they have like the religious ones where they have like proverbs and psalms and um like little sections and things from the Bible and that sort of thing. But if you're someone who's religious, you can write that out, you know, like some of these cards are gorgeous. Some of these cards are really, really pretty, but like the really pretty cards are like $5, $6. And it's something that somebody's gonna open, be like, wow, thanks, and then, you know, throw it away. So I don't know. I got like really hung up on the greeting card thing. But like I literally just threw away like, I kid you not, like 15 pounds of greeting cards. But this is over this woman's like entire life. And I do feel terrible throwing them away because it's like people gave her these cards, but what am I supposed to do with them? Like she has like you know, people have sent her cards in the place in the home that she's in now that she has up, you know, like am I supposed to send her every single card? Like, am I supposed to keep it? What am I supposed to do? Like I'm trying to like recycle as much paper as I'm throwing away, you know? Like I'm trying to set off a separate area to recycle as much paper as we possibly can because there is a lot of paper that we're throwing away. Documents from my mom, my own documents, right now, Granny's documents and that sort of thing. So there's just a ton of stuff. And it's crazy to see people like my mom is an only child, so I don't have any like aunts or uncles, but I have great aunts and uncles who I've only known, you know, them being older, you know. So to see their like cuz see their marriage announcements and their like wedding photos in the paper like that Granny cut out, like that's super fun. And like every time that anyone she knew was in the paper, she cut it out and she saved it. Like she was just a very, very like everything, like the tiniest people. She would meet people one time, you know, and if they were mentioned, or like if somebody from the town she lived in was mentioned in like the paper, she would cut it out and save it. And like, oh gosh, there's just so much. But there was a lot of really cool stuff that was kept as well. So there was the I think it was just a copy, but it was a 1940 from 1944 when France was invaded. So there's a copy of that newspaper. I don't know if it's like an original print, but it's very fun to see anyway. Um, and then there was also one, what was it? Oh, when the like 44 American hostages were released or something like that. Like that was like the big title, and Reagan was reelected or something like that. I remember that because like the big headline, you know, and then the president was like way down at the bottom of his reelection. I thought that was like kind of, you know, a priorities kind of thing. And it is really interesting to see like newspapers nowadays are like, I'm not going to say obsolete. I'm not going to say completely obsolete. I don't think newspapers are obsolete. But like we get our news through the internet. I say we as in like, oh, goodbye. Sorry, my phone died. I don't remember what I was talking about, but basically, cards are bad. Make something unique and thoughtful. You know, if you're at a point where you're gonna give somebody a card, you can, you know, put in the extra effort of just writing something out and not spending money on something that you don't need. Like you can buy cardstock that's recycled, or like look up a DIY thing for like making paper. I can't wait to start making paper. It's one of the big things. So okay, yeah, one thing is that our loan is conditionally accepted. So it's August 20th now. We close on the house that we are here on August 28th. So we expect to be out here, but we've booked the trucks. We have booked the Airbnb for the time between this closing of this house and the closing of our house down in Georgia. So there is that. That's taken care of. And we've kind of figured out every, like the logistics of like who's going to drive where and how and when and, you know, all that stuff. So right now, it's just getting everything packed, and then it's just gonna be getting everything that we need to get rid of, gotten out of here. Like, there's a lot of mattresses downstairs that I need to get rid of. There's a lot of furniture that I don't want, that I never, like, I don't want in my house. And then there's like a lot of mattresses that we don't need. And then there's and then there's a lot of furniture that we do need, so we need to pack that up. And then we have a lot of electronics. Like, I have a lot of, like, I have my laptop, I have my, my PlayStation, my, and all that stuff. And we have all the TVs and all that sort of thing. So it's like packing up those things, and then packing, clothes and all of that stuff. So it's like, and my car is a decent size. It's a little hatchback, so it can carry a decent amount. Um, when both the back seats are folded down, it can carry a decent amount, more than you would think, actually. And then Wyatt's got a little SUV, so he can carry a really good amount too. And Mom's car, not so much, but well, we're figuring it out. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this one. This one's probably really short and probably just me talking. But yeah, I'm gonna put I took the pictures, so I'm definitely gonna put those in the thing. I think that they're super duper cool. One thing that I thought was really fun is that um, in my granny's father's, so my great great grandfather's military like enrollment papers, like they described him as like this height, his weight. They described him as black hair, black eyes, and medium complexion, which does not describe my granny at all. And I'm not making any implications or anything like that. I'm not trying to say like, oh, she's illegitimate. No, I'm just saying that he married someone who was very like pale. But the funniest thing is we found these old pictures, and I'll put a picture up right here. So this is um, my great great grandfather's brother's children, and so like it just leads me to think of like my granny's father's side of the family. They're very distant relatives, obviously very distant relatives, but it's like you know um there's more to the story. There's more to the story than I was told. And then of course there was, and of course, like, granny, it was, by the time I was interested in like the things and like where I came from and all that sort of thing, like her memory had already started to fade and that sort of thing. And who wants to rehash, like, because she was very very close with her father, and he had passed away long before I was born. So even speaking about him like hurt her. So like me asking questions about him was something that was always kind of touchy. Um, so like so yeah, so it's like I'm not really one for like the whole ancestry thing, but I'm like kind of curious because I kind of know my family tree really pretty well, at the very least on my granny's father's side. But I found out a lot more from my papa, my granny's husband, my great grandfather, from his side of the family. So back in the 80s, his father, so my great grandfather on my papa side, um, his dad, he had over 100 or something acres, and he had his land appraised in like 1982 or something like that. His property and everything on it was appraised to be um, around $300,000 in 1980, and that's crazy. That's crazy for the area that it was in, for the size of the house and everything like that. Like, he had a lot of land and everything, so it was like I mean, like, I don't know. It just was like, whoa, like that's like they were like both sides of the family. They were farmers, They had the land and whatnot. And then there was like the tea of like Granny and her parents. They had four kids, but one of the kids was from the Granny's mother's previous marriage. Her husband passed away, who was killed in war. She had a daughter, and then she remarried and had three more children. And those three children were each given um, 80 acres of the land that their parents owned, but the eldest child was only given 30, or either they were all given 50 and she was only given 30, but I'm pretty sure they were given all 80 and she was only given 30. And I was like, that's, and so we found a letter from, so because her name was Elvira, which is like an awesome name. So Elvira's husband messaged like the lawyer in charge of the trust for that family and was like, we are not going to pay into the trust if we aren't going to be getting an equal share. We're basically paying for her, Elvira's younger siblings to be making a ton of money because I don't say they were making a ton of money, but they were farmers and they were making profit off of the land that they owned, and they were making a bigger amount of profit because they had a significant better amount of land. But Elvira was still paying the same amount into the trust that the other siblings were. So like tea from like the 1950s. Whoa. So okay, I will see you guys soon, probably on moving day. That'll probably be when I vlog next, but today has been very, I always get to be like, yes, everything's going great with the loan, and then like as soon as I stop recording, like everything goes to shit. So I'm not gonna say everything's going great. I'm just gonna say that today went pretty smoothly. I had phone call, had emails, that sort of things. Of course, there was always the hiccups and whatnot, and that sort of thing, just with like technical issues, and my phone's been acting weird and blah 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 blah. But so yeah, so fingers crossed with the loan. I'm not going to say anything about it other than fingers crossed. Hope all goes well, and I hope you guys are doing great. I hope that if you're watching this, that you enjoyed watching. Subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. Vlogging is not really my thing. It's not really what I want to do for like content forever. It's just what I'm doing right now because it's all that I have time to do, because I am constantly unpacking, and like from the moment I wake up, I'm either talking on the phone or I'm emailing or I'm doing all of this stuff. So I'm finding like little bits of time throughout the day. So I'm literally right now as I'm recording, I recorded earlier for like a tiny bit amount of time. Like we have family here. We have my cousin and her significant other. They are here helping us pack, and she has been a tremendous help because she has packed many homes, and so she is like an expert at it, and she's been amazing help. So I'm so grateful that she is here. But the whole vlogging thing is like from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep, it's busy. So like this is all I have really time for, is to sit down. I'm literally about to take a bath and go to bed. So I will see y'all on packing day.